So the book came out when I was 11 years old. My dad actually wrote the book. He was a writer, and he ended up just writing about the journey from me starting to play chess to winning my first national championship. And when the book came out, it felt like I read it, and it felt true. I was a little pissed off because I didn't want people to know when I cried. I was an 11-year-old. I didn't want to be vulnerable, right? But like that felt like, and that was my first real thrust into like some degree of spotlight. And I was the national champion at that point, and I was each year for those years. So like I was at the top of the chess world, the youth chess world, and then I had the movie come out, the book came out. And then when the movie came out, it was a shit show. I hated the movie when it first came out.
Why'd you hate it?
Because I thought it had nothing to do with my life. Years later, I was able to see it as a work of art separate from my life and see it that way. And I was able to see how it was thematically true in many ways to themes in my life. But like my first teacher, Bruce Pandolfini, who's still a very dear friend of mine, Ben Kingsley, played him as this mean guy. And,
right.
And I've had terrible coaches in my life. I've had coaches who were super destructive. But Bruce wasn't. He was beautiful and loving, and helped me discover my love for chess. My first coaches were the Hustlers in Washington Square Park and Bruce Pandolfini together. And the way that was represented, I didn't like it. They also combined a bunch of characters in Washington Square Park, the Hustlers, they combined them into one in a way that, was thematically true, but didn't feel... So like when you're a kid, you're a teenager, you see all the difference. A movie comes out about your life. You see all the differences as opposed to the similarities. And it was, and I felt really guilty about it relative to Bruce. That was a big part of it because I love Bruce.
Did you